Hello. Hello, I'm Jackson Davis. I'm a driver on the island of Sodor. I'm writing this because there's been reports that the sun will stay out forever. And please ignore that beeping, because that's just James's regulator. Like I believe that crap, well, like I was saying, on March 7th, says the sun will stay out forever. Just weird. I'm at Mafford and James. While waiting for all clear, we heard our train was canceled for tomorrow, so we went to find something to do. Our train was ready for 7:43. Alright, when we reached Crosby. We reached Crosby around 11:23 p.m. We turned around back to Timoth Sheds and went home as James got a good night's sleep. Before that, I swore I saw a light, but I still don't believe the newspaper. I will write tomorrow. I woke up and got into James. We went to Nafford. We took passengers train. James told me it was 4:54 p.m. a.m. Sorry. We saw that the sun was up and the news had said that the 7th, though. We hit the regular down the line as we raced past Timoth Yards. We almost crashed into Percy, who was racing with some trucks. James started to complain about his face. We decided to cover his face with goggles and a coat. Same thing as us and his passengers. The sun was dangerous, and we puffed calmly out of Timoth Yards. We decided to hide in the sheds for further notice. 5:45. I have no clue if it's PM or AM. I'll just say that we saw Duck racing past us. He had a truck full of what seemed to be SCP containment, the ACP containment center. We haven't seen Duck or those men since. We turned our one-way radio. It was a call from Wilbert's driver. Apparently, this is what happened to him, Wilbert. They were puffing through Edward's branch when the sun started melting Wilbert's face. Wilbert screamed in horror. He raced into lower center to save the passengers. Everyone else was in gear, but not Wilbert, which was weird. Sadly, Wilbert passed, but soon he ended up racing out of the station and the radio cut off. An SAP camera caught us. We will write later. Sorry for the time gap. While we puffed, we heard a flash and we saw a signal saying terminate number 5. We raced into this halt where we found Arthur. He was badly burned, but he seemed okay to us. I haven't slept for hours now, and the sun is slowly turning people into monsters. We're slush. While puffing, while puffing with Arthur, when we found Duck. Duck felt grateful that someone was there for him. We took Duck and Arthur to Timoth Station. We sat there and we decided on a plan. James told Duck and Arthur about Emily. Emily had been found laying on her side in a cow field. We puffed to get water when we saw Wilbert horribly mutated by the sun racing past us. Haven't seen that godforsaken engine since. Arthur had trucked them when out of nowhere while Duck and James were sitting at the little engine sheds. Arthur slammed into a coal pile. We lost Arthur. The sun is setting, just enough for us to take off its heavy clothing. I will write later. While puffing down the line with Duck, we told him to get coal at the coaling plants. While we searched Timoth, who we saw was amazing. It was Henry, the big green engine. We were happy to see him while we found Duck. He told us he was going to the Little Western to find the auto coaches. So we were sitting into the station while puffing. We saw Thomas. The all engines raced past us as we turned Duck around and chased after, but then Thomas had crashed with the oil and tar tankers. We puffed the Timoth with Duck where Edward sat with a mouth around his original mouth. I was in James's cab when we reached Timoth. We needed to think of a plan 2 days later. I'm writing this because Henry seems to be sacrificing himself to save us. As the sun could be seen in the horizon, we hurried to put on our gear so that we said goodbye to Henry. James watched as his friend puff away. Edward was in pain, and Duck sat there traumatized after what happened to Thomas. Henry grabbed tankers and we raced to the containment center Site 45. It was like a flash, and I woke up in James's cab. Edward and Duck were there staring at us. Henry wasn't there. The sun had stopped. Site 45 had done all of this, put us in all of this hell, running out of space. What is it, James?